Hello, Mountain Mama Guides. This is the InReach Beacon and Walkie-Talkie training for you ladies. First, I wanted to get our walkie-talkies. We have three different kinds. Anyone's used the walkie-talkies before? Lots of fun. We have blue ones, blue Motorolas, that are our first series, I guess. They're pretty simple. They're a lot similar to the new ones we have. These are the Talkabouts. There are walkie-talkies that are gray. We've Jimmy rigged so that most of them have hooks on them, or clips, so they can help clip onto you if you're doing a water trip or rock climbing or anything like that. Do anything with ropes. So hopefully we don't lose more of them. So a basic walkie-talkie. On these versions, you have a power button, which you press and hold to turn it on. And we'll do that. Then it brings up two numbers. Most of ours are set on channel 14, which is the big number at the top. On these ones, these are different than the blue ones in that they have a sub channel right below it. Do make sure that these two numbers are the same for all the walkie-talkies on your trip. If you are on channel 14, sub channel 2, and everyone else is on channel 14, sub channel 0, that is why you can't hear them. So if you have any issues with that, what you'll do is if you need to change your channels or sub channels, there's a button right here called the menu button. And you push that and things will start blinking. And the first thing that blinks is our channel. So if we want to change our channel, we just use the up and down button to do that. If we want to change the sub channel, we just push the menu button again. And that'll start the bottom button blinking and we just go up and down. When we're done, we just press the menu button again and we're good to go. When in doubt, sometimes I'll just power off, power on, and make sure it does what I want it to do. If you want to control volume, there's also, you do that through this up and down button as well. And then this is where we speak. Right here, we press and hold. A little bit of etiquette with walkie-talkies. You need to press and hold and count to 1 second before you start talking. And then when you're done talking, wait 1 second and then release. We have a lot of gals that are just getting cut off just because you start talking. Oh, and then I'll push the button, and it only can start once you start using the button, once you push the button. So do that. Don't forget to do that. These are also have AA batteries, or sorry, AAA. These are come in a pack that's rechargeable, and that's what we do. We'll charge them. But if you ever needed to replace these, they have AAAs in the back, and you can use those. So that's our Garmin, or I mean, our Motorola Talkabout walkie-talkies. Pretty chill, pretty simple. We also have another one. We just had one donated. We used to have two. We lost one in the river. This is called the Rocky Talkie. It's lots of fun. So its power button is up here on the top. Press and hold here. It'll beep. It'll tell you how much battery it has on it. And then it'll tell you the channel. This is only has one channel, doesn't have sub channels. The tricky, and then you press and hold here. The thing with these ones is that you change the channel on top here. And it's really easy for these to get bumped. So you can see. So if you're like, it's been a while since anyone's talked to me, make sure you're on the right channel with this one particularly. So anyway, that's the trick with this one. Excellent. Also, with these Motorola's, to check the battery life, you kind of have to like peel up the little tape and you can see it. It'll show it right there. But hopefully everything should be charged before you go on trips. So those are our walkie-talkies. Of course, great generally on surface, not so great in slot canyons or in caves or really steep ravines, things like that. Just know that there are limitations to the walkie-talkies. If we're on the river, something like that, and it's in a slot canyon, that could be problematic. But it can go up to 2 miles theoretically, but just try and stay close with your group. There are limitations for walkie-talkies. All right, now we're going to talk about the beacon. So the one that we have for Mountain Mamas is the InReach beacon through Garmin. It's a satellite. It communicates through the Garmin satellite network. We really love these. I know a few of our other gals have them personally. We have a little clip on it, so we can clip it on. Just so the basics of this device, power button is right here at the top. You press and hold, and it'll bring up a little screen and show that it's on. And give it a little second, and it'll hit you to the main screen right there. Any second, there's our main screen. Great. It'll tell you how much it's charged. and the date and the time. How fun for you. Okay. There's also some extra buttons on here. There's an up and down button on the side. Um, aha. That's what it sounds like when it sends a message. That was cute. All right, right here is the charging port. So that's what we use. We try and have these fully charged for you. It's an old charging. It's the old school. It's not like a C or a iPhone one. All right, on the other side, we have OK button. We have a back button. And then this is your SOS button. This is not something you just push. You actually have to flip it open. And then the button is inside there, if you can see, and then you press and hold that to activate. So those are the buttons on your Garmin device. Obviously, yeah, it's also, notice we have limitations when we're in heavily wooded areas with trees and stuff. So just be aware of that. If you needed to send a message and weren't able to, you may have to go up high onto a ridge or send someone to get up out of the canyon or whatever to send your messages. The screen, so we wanted to let you guys know when you're taking the beacon, it'll be on anytime you don't have cell phone reception. And we want you at minimum to be able to send a message at the beginning, middle, and end of the trip to let your base commander know you're doing okay. So let me just show you. So when we've got our main screen here, we select okay. It'll take you to all these little things. It'll say all these wonderful little things. You should know that the middle one is the one it's selecting, the one that's big. It's not very intuitive that way, but okay. And then if we go to select preset, so this is how to basically send the basic messages you need for Mountain Mamas to do. So we'll set preset. These are the 3 texts that we want you to. So Mountain Mama has 3. This has 3 free texting messages that it will send that are no charge to us for our plan. The first message is going to be, we are just checking in, everything is okay. Message number 2 is delayed, but everything is okay. And number 3 is back at the trailhead. All right, so those are usually the only messages you're going to have to worry about that. So in order to activate that, say we're at the beginning of our trailhead, we're ready to go on our trip, all our ladies are ready. You select okay. And then we're gonna, it already has you right for select send preset. So go okay. And the first one is the one you want to send, the just checking in. So we click okay. And then it says send, click okay. This one's GPS isn't awesome because I'm in a house, but I'm gonna say, okay, send anyway. There's you can wait for GPS to be good or send anyway. I like to do send anyway because it just kind of keeps trying. Send anyway, okay, okay, until you get to this screen where it has the little arrow going up. So it'll be when you're looking at it, top left, the little arrow, that means the Garmin is trying to send that message. So essentially, if you paid attention, you just select okay 6 times, and then it goes to the arrow. So that's how you send your first message at the beginning of a trip and when you're in the middle of a trip. When it has sent the message, it'll go like you just heard at the beginning of this training. So that's how you know. You'll also see a little thing that says it's sent. But sometimes that's hard to see if you, especially if you're not really familiar with these devices. I recommend just clipping it onto my pack or something close to me. And so then I can hear when it sends and go, okay. Sometimes it won't send right away. Sometimes it's like a half hour, an hour, 2 hours later. So you want to make sure, I just like to make sure I have it close to me and so I can keep an eye on it. So I know when I sent my last message to my base commander. Now, if I want to send, when you come back to the trip, at the end of the trip, you can send, we'd like you to send preset message 3, which is, you can see it right here. We'll go all the way to the back, go to send preset. So I went back to our main screen, clicked OK. Then I arrow down to back at the trailhead. That's what we want you to send. Then just go, okay, 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 okay. All right. And it's set. All right, or will eventually. All right, so that's all you really have to know as a basic guide in order to send messages. If you have any problems while you're on a trip and you feel like your group is delayed, but you're doing okay, that's text message number 2. So you would select okay, send preset, toggle down to the next one. Second one is delayed, but everything is okay. Send that off to your base commander. And that's how they know that your trip is, you know, something's happened, but they'll just notify your emergency contacts and say, okay, they're delayed, but they're doing okay. So that's how to send the 3 preset text messages that are on the InReach. Basically, that's essentially all you're going to really need to be doing. Now, if you want to take this to the next level, Angela Terry did an awesome training in person for all of you guys who were able to attend. I'm going to try and do a good version of it as best as I can. She uses the beacon all the time when she hikes the Appalachian Trail. And she does a lot of two-way communication, which is the next level of what we guys would like you to know. So in order to do the two-way texting, we want you to be able to select, you'll go all the way back to the beginning. You want to select, you're on our main menu, so you select okay, then go down, arrow down to new message, right there, new message. Okay. So say like for some reason, maybe someone got a sprained ankle or something like that. So I'm not necessarily calling SOS, but I want to let our base commander know why we're delayed. So I would say new message, and I go okay. Then it says select contacts. I'll say okay. I'm going to toggle down. We have all our base commanders in here. So you just go down to who your base commander is. Their names are on there. And there'll be a name like Emily Hacken and an envelope. That's email. SMS is texting. So you'll go down to that, select Emily. I want to send it to her, and then click OK. Or go back, the back arrow. All right, then it brings me up to the write the message. So we'll want to click, okay, I'm going to write a message to her. And then it gives me this awesome, like BlackBerry, whatever ancient thing, letters and numbers on the side that you're going to toggle up and down and blah, 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 and hit okay. When you're done with your message, you hit the arrow, and then we'll say, okay, we'll send a message, toggle up, arrow, and then we'll have the option to send. Click the OK button, and it says it wants to send it. Is that who you're sending it to? And we've sent it. All right, click it a couple times until you see that sent. I sent the letter A to Emily. Okay, so that is how you're going to send a message. Then you're going to also receive messages on this as well. And you can do the same thing. It'll bring it up on the main screen. And you'll have a message. So you just select that and you can look at it and do that. So that's kind of how you can communicate through just the beacon. Now, it's kind of the same thing works for SOS. If you're signaling SOS, you talk to them, you start the button, and they're going to communicate with you through the little screen here, and you're going to be like, toggle, 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 toggle. Anyway, it's kind of annoying. So if you want to be superstar, amazing guide, and especially if you're going to be doing an overnight trip or anytime you're going to be with the beacon for a while, we suggest you use your phone. So this pairs with your phone. You would have to download an app called EarthMate, EARTHMATE. It's the Garmin's app. You download that app, and then what you're going to do is pair it with the device. You don't have to log in or anything like that. No, all our fancy stuff. If you want to, I can give you all the information how to do that. But generally, if you just bring your phone close to this and put them both on Bluetooth, they should both pair and match happily together. If they don't match happily together, which I have had problems with, you both restart your phone, restart the device, try again. I usually my fail has come with my phone. My phone's not connecting. The beacon's trying to connect. So what I do is I just go and go under here. There's under your main screen, you go down to setup, and I select that, and I'm going to click OK, and then go down to Bluetooth, and I click OK. Make sure it's on Bluetooth. This says status on, and then it has paired with device. That's awesome. It is. If I want to, if I have issues, I do pair again. Select pair again. It'll retry and pair again, and hopefully that should work. That solves most of the problems with pairing that I've discovered, getting the devices. Now, once they're both stuck together and they're doing awesome, then you'll have this great app. Let me show you on my phone. All right. The app looks like this. Let me show you. EarthMate. Right there, it's like a green arrow. when you download it. I have an Android phone. Apple's are a little bit different, but it has the little area on the side with the 3 arrows or 3 dashes. That basically gives you your full menu of map, messages, tracking, has all these way cool stuff. Weather, compass. Our plan doesn't use weather, but you can use the compass on your phone through this app. So what essentially this app is using your beacon to communicate. So they have to be used together when you're using this. But if you wanted to send messages back and forth with your base commander or SOS people, it's way easier to do it on your phone than on the beacon. Either one will work, but yeah, if you're going to be with the beacon for some time, I would definitely highly suggest pairing it. So you would just select messages here, and then it'll bring up your person. You can select who you want to and just type messages back and forth that way. It's not too tricky. Just make sure that like I tried to send a message in my house to one of our base commanders. It didn't work because this beacon can't send messages in houses. So if I wanted to, then I would just take the phone, or I take my beacon outside, make sure I'm close enough with my phone to still pair with Bluetooth. And then when this has reception, satellite reception, then it can send that message. If you wanted to add new contacts in your phone, with Mount Mama trips, I don't foresee that generally, because we're going to try and have all your base commanders already in the phone and you'll know their names and all that sort of stuff. But if you ever did have to do that, what you would do is go under, go to your main menu, go to new message, select contacts, type contact, and then you use the toggles up and down to do that. It kind of is, has it set for emails. So if you want to do a phone number, just get a phone number in here, do the the pound, but hashtag symbol on there, and then type in the number, click OK. And then that saves the phone number there, and you can do that message if you need to do a different number while you're out in the field for some reason as well. Calling for SOS is kind of the biggest thing. We want to make sure you guys know how to do that. It's really easy. If you forget, the directions are on the back. Don't worry. But essentially, if you needed to call SOS, we open this here, press and hold the button here, and then press and hold it until the alert starts. And it'll have a flash. It'll have a different screen or something like that on here. And then you know that the alert has started. If you need to cancel for some reason, then you're going to hold the SOS button down until the cancel message appears. And then you can cancel it at that point. If you need to reset it, hold the back button and the power button at the same time, and it will reset the whole SOS program. So all those information here is on the back for you to know. Anyway, so that's our basic beacon training. Hopefully that's helpful for you. I definitely would suggest reviewing this before you go on any long trips or anytime you're going to be playing with the beacon long term. If you ever want to borrow it just to play with it and see how it works, we'd love for you to do that too. And again, thank you so much for being a guide for Mountain Mamas.